viewers, we have some big breaking news coming in at the top of this bulletin, and this is a story about the real beneficiaries of CAA, or the Citizenship Amendment Act, an act that has been opposed, politicized as well as villainized. Now, the people that we are talking about are Hindus. The Hindus who fled religious persecution in Bangladesh managed to save their lives somehow from Bangladesh and the atrocities there. Today, they have citizenship certificates in their hands. They crossed the border with nothing except their faith that India was their home. They had no papers, no security, only the hope that one day they will be recognized as Indians. In fact, under Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Home Minister Amit Shah, citizenship certificates have been issued to those who wanted generations for, who waited for a very long time for legal recognition, not as a favor, but as a right that was long delayed, that was long due. They no longer have to prove belonging or justify their existence. Let's straight away go across to my colleague Ridhita, who is joining us live right now for more on this. Ridhita, it's a big story that we've got for our viewers. Tell us a little bit more about the beneficiaries of, CAA, the people who've managed to get certificates.
Well, absolutely, it is a big win that state of West Bengal has seen now, especially the East Bengalis who had settled long back in this side of the Bengal, in West Bengal, who has come to seek for refugee for reasons that had led during partition. Also, there were a lot of people whose houses were left this side and they had gone that side, so that those people had finally found themselves out here. Even people who had refugee out here, the Hindus who had seeked refugees, they have now been given this CAA, and no longer do they need to actually seek for their papers. Just the way you were saying, Hina, they do not need to look out for papers. Now, these beneficiaries are again certain communities that we are speaking about. If you remember that Mamata Banerjee last week was there speaking to the Matua communities, they are the first kind of beneficiaries who has got their CAA, because these people have been suffering under the minority crisis since they had come here. This big branch of their community, the entire family, the Thakurbari family, is actually at the point of rejoicement now as CAA becomes successful to them. And ahead of elections, when this fear mongering is continuously happening in Bengal, at that time this is an actual win, and also we get to understand that the people from the Thakurbari, from the Matua community, all of these people are now they now no need to be scared about themselves. Rather, they can openly show their papers. They will be having their papers, and this through the month, also through last 2 months, we have seen that BJP West Bengal had opened many camps in and around the border areas, especially in Nadia, in Kuch Bihar, for Hindu families who had seeked refuge in this part of Bengal, to help them. This was the CAA help desk where they were being given forms, and this which was also filled by them, and now the process has now led to be a successful one. Back to you, Hina.
And it is a very, very important development, as you also mentioned, ahead of elections clearly in West Bengal. The people that we are talking about who've managed to get the certificates, who do not have to really, Ridhita, live in any kind of a fear. They are now citizens of this country. And this clearly, Ridhita, is a reality check for anti-CAA lobby. People who've been constantly opposing CAA, people who've been saying that it is not the right thing for the country, a policy they fought has now delivered relief to people who had lost everything. And most importantly, they had lost hope as well, because politics also, Ridhita, in a way created roadblocks for them in a big way, and that too for many, many years.
Absolutely, absolutely. As I just told you about Mamata Banerjee last week itself, when she was in Thakurbari, she was addressing these Matua communities. You might have heard that she gave the statement that I will shake the entire country, I will jolt the entire country, was her stern warnings. And now you see the community that she had gone to speak to is now seeking a proper certificate, is now happy. They have got their citizenship papers from the Indian government under the CAA Act. So this politics that has been playing over this entire process, the tensions that was being developed in the minds of people have now been released, and they have been relaxed, and they have finally sought to the relief that they were looking for because of this paper. All this time they have been hiding themselves, thinking that since they are not citizens of India, they might be thrown off, they might be, anytime can they be moved from the country. Jobs were at questions for them, but now everything comes to a solution point. It's like a fulfillment and a full stop that has been put to this entire process. And the politics that you were very well speaking of, this entire time the Matua community was dissolving, they were saying that no TMC is looking after, no BJP is looking after. This entire ball shufflement, the tennis court ball that was being played between the political parties out here was not helping these people, but rather this Amendment Act has now helped them with the correct form, the paper that they would be needing, and they don't need to look out for their identity, but they have an identity now.
Right, Rita, stay on with us. Let me go across to my colleague Shubhangi as well, who is joining us live from the newsroom. Shubhangi, I believe you have a reaction with you ready of BJP's Amit on this big development.
That's right, Hina. On my screens right now, I have a tweet of Amit celebrating this entire CAA, which has given the citizenship right for the Hindu refugees. It's a rather long tweet, but a celebratory message. I'll take you through the key points. He says, BJP's Amit says the long battle for justice fought by those who crossed the border with nothing but clothes on their backs has finally reached its rightful conclusion. That's the message you are coming in from BJP, celebrating the CAA. He says, yet for decades these displaced Hindus were denied citizenship for purely political reasons. The Chief Minister of West Bengal, Mamata Banerjee, along with leaders of CPM and Congress, repeatedly opposed granting them citizenship. As a result, even while living in India, they were condemned to the lives of fear, uncertainty and security. That was the sad state of affair for Hindu refugees. He goes on to say, but the struggle has ended now. But their struggle did not cease, their movement did not break. Their demand was simple and just: the right to live with dignity and as legal citizens of India. That's the message loud and clear coming from BJP, that these Hindu refugees they were denied their citizenship at one point in time, but now CAA has given the right which they deserved.
Right. Thank you very much, Shubhangi. Appreciate you joining us with your inputs on this story. Also joining us on the broadcast right now is RP Singh of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Good afternoon, Mr. RP Singh. Appreciate you speaking with us here on Times Now. Your first reaction to this big development, the people who've been living in fear for all their life, who managed to escape the atrocities in Bangladesh, are now in India. They can live freely because they have the citizenship certificate with them.
Well, there's no more hiding for them, no more digging their painful pains of decades, and no more trying to find out documents for settlement. Now they will get all the respect which they should get as a legal citizen of India. That's what the Prime Minister Modi and Amit Shah has done. That the citizen certificate will reach to their hand now. But fact is, on the other hand, TMC was trying to legalize the illegal migrants in the country. Like all those who were seen at the borders recently after the SIR was launched, they were at Karimpur border. There were all those who were illegally entered and were given shelter by TMC, and their votes were made by TMC. So the contrast difference between the two: one, giving justice to those who needed justice, and secondly, ensuring that who are illegal migrants, they should go back.
Right. Mr. RP Singh, appreciate you speaking with us here on Times Now and sharing with us your perspective. Thank you, Hridita, for your inputs as well on this story.